Good evening, everyone. This is Kurt Ruhr. I am your host for the 2020 Environmental Conservation Awards dinner. This is our virtual presentation this year. I know things are a little bit strange, but we decided that we still wanted to honor these fantastic individuals and businesses that have really just given so much back to all of us here in Portage County. I hope that you enjoy this video and this presentation as much as I enjoyed meeting all these wonderful people and taking the time to create this short movie for you. Have a great evening, enjoy, and I'll talk to you at the end of the show. The Honor Roll for Conservation Award is given to those who have contributed significantly to land conservation through the donation of land or land value to preserve Portage County's natural heritage for generations to come. This year's awardees are three families who each had a special love for their land that they wanted to see preserved and who were glad to partner with the Park District to make it happen. Our first awardee is the Elma and Matthew Pachedley family. Thank you to the Pachedley family for the donation of an acre of land adjacent to Headwaters Trail in Hiram Township. This property includes a beautiful waterfall and forested rocky ledges visible from the hike and bike trail, which also serves as a portion of the statewide Buckeye Trail. It's a lovely spot to rest on your trek between Garrettsville and Manaway that's viewed by several thousand users every year. Thank you to the Brochi family, Brad and Sandy, for agreeing to sell 16.5 acres of wetlands to the Park District at below market value as part of the conservation of the Tinkers Creek Greenway, located in the Headwaters area of Tinkers Creek in Streetsboro. Conservation of this property helps preserve water quality, wildlife habitat, and scenic beauty, and buffers the future Trail Lake Park access to across the road.
Thank you to the Kryerhoff family, brothers Adam, Trevor, and Will, for agreeing to sell 60 acres of their land at below market value as part of the conservation of the Tinkers Creek Greenway. Located in the Headwaters area of Tinkers Creek in Streetsboro, the land is now part of the upcoming Trail Lake Park, adjacent to Herrick Fen State Nature Preserve. This is an important link for wildlife habitat and recreation that will protect water quality, provide places for recreation and education for all.
As a token of our appreciation, we'd like to give you a bluebird box.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If you have ever walked along the river trail in Kent and seen the historical markers, you have been educated by Kathy's love of history, photography, and nature. Kathy never misses an opportunity to expand her focus to include information about actions we can all take to reduce our negative impacts on wildlife habitat. Along with Kent Environmental Council, Kathy has been the co-chair of Kent's River Day Festival for 29 of the 30 years of its existence. She has been instrumental in developing themes every year, in knowing what community collaborators to seek out, and in meticulously planning for every eventuality. Kathy also takes all Kent third graders on walks through the parks to downtown in the spring and in the fall. They learn about the local flora and fauna, as well as the history of the river and of Kent, including Captain Brady's Leap, the Marvin Kent House, and other local landmarks. In 2011, she decided Kent school students needed more opportunities to experience the river, so she developed the Kids River Day, which has occurred with fourth graders every year since then. We are fortunate that Kathy shares her energy, her talent, and her extensive knowledge with our community. The Kent Environmental Council is proud to present the 2020 Edith Chase Conservation Award to Kathy Ricks.
Here to present the Kent Environmental Council Edith Chase Conservation Award is Bob Heath.
Kathy, it is the pleasure of the Kent Environmental Council to present you with the Edith Chase Conservation Award of 2020. Thank you so much, and of course, a gift always goes along with that. So, thank you and enjoy.
Well, Kathy, I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what the environment means to you and being an environmental activist means to you, and just give us some of your perspective.
Okay, first of all, thank you for this award. You know, I was so honored when I heard that I received this because I was mentored by the most incredible environmental activist in your community, which is Edith Chase. I was so happy to be part of her circle, and Every River Day, I think of her as the rain comes down or the winds come in, or we have to do planning because she taught me how to be an environmental activist in Kent. And so what it means to me to receive this award is that I was taught by one of the finest women in environmental science that I know, and I just try to walk in her footsteps. So thank you. Thank you for the award. So that's what it means to me.
Brimfield Lions Club and Field Leo Club, Environmental Activism 2020.
Our 2020 Environmental Activism Award goes to the Brimfield Lions Club and Field Leo Club. The Brimfield Lions Club sponsors the Field Leo Club for middle and high school students. Both clubs collect unrecyclable plastic bags, which they send to the Trex Corporation to be made into plastic lumber. Thus far, they have collected over 1,300 pounds since early 2019. Their effort last year earned the clubs 2 plastic lumber benches, which were on display at last year's Portage County Fair. These benches will be placed in the courtyard at the Field Middle School, which the Field Leo Club has been working hard to renovate. Last fall, they moved over 30 yards of mulch into the courtyard to beautify the area and planted bulbs to bloom this spring. Since these clubs began collecting plastic, at least 6 other local organizations have started a similar project. The Portage Park District Foundation appreciates what your clubs have done to keep so much plastic out of the landfills and many other places these bags pollute our environment. Thank you, Brimfield Lions Club, for all you do to make the Brimfield community a better place to live, and for sponsoring and encouraging a group of young people to serve their community and protect their environment.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Field Leo Club, for all your commitment and hard work to collect these bags and to create a beautiful place that can be enjoyed by your classmates and the community. You are important role models for youth and adults alike, and an inspiration to all of us.
Congratulations.
Thank you for the award. We really appreciate it.
Nice.
So, thanks for all the great stuff you've done here. I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what your inspiration was to work with the Leos to do this bench project. Where did you find out about this?
It was brought to us from another club, not in the state of Ohio, but not from our area. So we thought, well, we'd start with this and see how it goes. And remarkably, everybody seemed to pitch in throughout the whole township and bring in, actually not our township too, but other townships were bringing it in. And then they decided to follow through with their project also. So there are other clubs that are working on getting benches.
Our 2020 Environmental Activism Award goes to Denny Reiser. For the past couple of years, Denny has been a very active Portage Park volunteer, but his activities to preserve, improve, and educate others about our environment began in his youth. He grew up on the shores of Lake Erie and spent much of his time outdoors collecting butterflies. For 25 years at Aurora City Schools, he taught middle school students about the importance of taking care of the environment before climate change was a glint in anyone's eyes. His activities include programs at Cuyahoga Valley National Park and other related organizations in Northeast Ohio. He has been part of a team that annually teaches over 300 third graders from Akron Public Schools the history of the locks at Cascade Locks. For Portage Park District, he offers programs on bees, the Hopewell Mound history, and primitive cultures. He is a volunteer photographer for the Portage Park District and is currently taking program and seasonal pictures of our parks and trails to use in publications. He is providing the leadership and coordination for a new Portage Park District photography program and is planning future program research on the history of the canal system in Portage County. Denny is an active contributor to iNaturalist's science program and, through the Ohio State University, is participating in the Ohio Bee Survey. He is a certified volunteer naturalist, a volunteer pollinator specialist, and a master gardener volunteer. Thank you, Denny, for introducing multi-generations to the importance of understanding and preserving our environment and serving as a role model for how we must take care of it. And I learned that you teach about the Hopewell Mound, and I think a lot of people don't realize that we have an Indian mound right here in Portage County, right?
Right.
And can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, that's over at Towner's Woods. You can walk actually to the top of it. There is a rock that has information on it. The Hopewell Mound, the Hopewell culture was really part of Ohio's history at the beginning, and that's something I think we ought to preserve, and the one at Counters Woods helps us to tell that story.
Awesome. Cindy, thank you very much for all the volunteerism and all the hard work and all the lives that you've touched through your environmental activism over the years. Thank you. Here's our 2020 Green Business Award, Scratch, with Katrina Kokout.
Yep.
In 2008, an idea was hatched by a mom in need of providing organic food and vegetables for her baby, who had milk and soy allergies. As a result, Salt of the Earth Farm was born. Katrina planted all types of organic vegetables to make the baby's food, including raising chickens and other livestock without using GMO feed. In 2010, Scratch Food Cart was born, which, before COVID, could be found regularly at the Haymaker Farmers Market and other small local events. Scratch sources many ingredients from the market for her own farm. Food containers used are compostable or reusable. Food scraps are composted. Scratch designed a cart to run on natural gas rather than gasoline, including the generator. All cleaning is done with steam and vinegar, thus reducing the ecological footprint. Scratch makes the most of the ingredients so nothing goes to waste. Stock is made with vegetable scraps and bones. All meat, eggs, and dairy are sourced year-round from local, sustainable, and ethical makers, supporting a network of other small producers. Fruits and vegetables are preserved and seasoned when possible, and the bulk of the produce is local when in season. In response to COVID, Katrina has adopted a new business model for everyone's safety. She is starting a subscription local foods business called Local Bounty. Fruits, vegetables, eggs, meat, and baked goods will be purchased from local farmer and producer friends. As always, all packaging will be recyclable or composted, and all food waste is composted. She will supply a weekly bag of assorted goodies to customers, and for each subscription, she will provide a weekly meal to charity, which will be chosen by the subscriber. Customers can also add on to products from the online store to be included in their pickup. These will include many fermented products from her own new venture, Sour Food, as well as meals from Scratch and specialty products from other vendors. Her truck will be in local parking lots one week at night, and subscribers will have a set time to arrive, open their trunk, and have their order placed in the trunk for free. This new venture promises to be a win-win. People who cannot go to the market due to safety concerns will be able to obtain their goodies again. They will provide regular income for producers. Donations made to charity will feed hungry people. The Portage Park District Foundation thanks you, Katrina, for making nutritious, delicious food available for so many in such an environmentally friendly way.
Thank you, guys. It's so exciting. Okay. I love that.
Sustainability and social responsibility are important parts of Cerna's culture and values. These values are evident not only in how they expanded their headquarters in Ravenna, but also how they conduct their business on a daily basis. The new addition to their building is covered in solar panels, as is about 25% of the older section of the building. These 1,331 solar panels provide approximately 35% of their electricity, reducing their consumption of fossil fuels and lowering greenhouse gases and pollution. All the lighting in the addition is LED on motion sensors, which both conserves energy and is more efficient. This conservation of energy is very significant for a facility that is in use 24/7. Eco-friendly gas is used for their extensive refrigeration needs. The siding inside and out is a blend of real maple siding and composite siding. The composite is comprised of rice husks, agricultural waste byproduct, and synthetic plastics. It is 100% recyclable and has a much longer lifespan than wood. Multiple tables in the building are from reclaimed wood from a tobacco farm in Kentucky. Their facilities have cardboard balers to recycle cardboard and paper.
I know you have a lot of trucks on the road. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things you've done with your fleet to make them more efficient?
All the trucks are the newest, so they have the best fuel economy that's provided. The refrigeration in the back of the truck is monitored. We have two thermostats back of the truck and also up in the fore part of the truck, so we can monitor our temperature control as far as that goes. All the trucks are equipped with GPS.
Thank you, Cerna & Sons Produce, for being excellent stewards of our environment and such good role models for your many environmentally friendly business practices.
This is our 2020 Environmental Education Award winner, Davey Tree Expert Company. Davey Tree Expert Company is deeply committed to environmental education within our community of Kent and Portage County. Some of the different ways Davey has spread awareness of trees in our environment includes creation and distribution of educational materials around the benefit of trees. These materials are distributed at local events in Portage and Summit County. Support of the Kent Roosevelt High School's Forestry and Landscape Management Program, which educates high school age students on the proper maintenance and care of trees. Sponsorship and participation of the American Heart Association STEM Goes Red Portage event, which, for 2 years, has educated 200 7th and 8th grade girls about STEM careers in Portage County. Adoption of the John Davey Arboretum, which includes the efforts of Kent Parks and Recreation and Kent Roosevelt's Forestry and Landscape Management Program. Davey also regularly donates trees to the local community, including at our annual shareholders meeting. So, Davey Tree's in our backyard, and we think of Davey as this, little company here in Kent. But tell us a little bit about Davey, the corporation, the company as a whole.
Well, Davey was founded in Kent in 1880, and we're proud to be rooted here in Kent and Portage County. We have now 10,500 employees across the United States and Canada, and we're proud to be employee-owned since 1979.
That's awesome. Can you tell me some of the other things that maybe as a corporate policy Davey stands for the environment?
So we're rooted in the environment. We have an environmental policy that governs our practices. We publish a corporate responsibility report every year where we talk about some of the things that we're doing with respect to the environment. And it's important to us to always be giving back from a community citizen standpoint. That's some of the things Kara can talk about.
Yeah, so we have a program called the Davey Green Leaders, and it's a volunteer program where we encourage our employees to go out and volunteer in their local communities. Here in Kent, as you heard Kurt say, we've had many opportunities to get involved where we're helping educate the Kent Roosevelt Forestry Program, as well as in person before COVID, and now helping with creating an online curriculum for them. We've also gone to many local events where we hand out several pieces of material talking about the benefits of trees and the importance of the environment. So we like to be involved in our community, and we encourage our employees to do so through our volunteer program.
Awesome. And I know many of us have seen your trucks around, and we see you guys trimming trees and removing trees and caring for trees. What are some of the other things that Davey does?
So we consider ourselves to be a tree care, commercial landscape services, and environmental consulting company. And basically, if it has to do with trees, the Davey company is involved with it. But we also have a number of other services, whether it be wetland delineation or environmental consulting or utility asset management. Essentially anything that you need that involves preserving and inventorying your green assets, we can help you with.
Awesome. Well, Davey, thank you very much for being such a great neighbor and being such a great corporate citizen here in our county. I know that I appreciate you very personally, and I'm sure that all of the citizens here benefit from you and having you here. So thank you, Davey.
Well, you're welcome, Kurt, and we really appreciate this recognition from Portage Park District Foundation. And I think it goes it goes in line with our founding, where John Davey was writing and publishing about trees before he was providing services, and that commitment to environmental stewardship has remained with our company through our current employees now here in the year 2020.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our 2020 Environmental Education Award winner, WKSU. Accepting on behalf of WKSU, Wendy Turner, Executive Director and General Manager.
The WKSU news team makes complicated issues about the local environment appealing and easy to understand. In 2019, a 7-part series called Watershed was produced describing the cleanup of the Cuyahoga River in recognition of the 50th anniversary since its last fire, which sparked a host of national environmental regulations to improve water quality. While the programs offered historical context, its focus was on continuing upgrades with local sewer improvements and the challenges of integrating increased recreational use of the river with its use as a commercial shipping channel. Additionally, the series covered 2 other watersheds in Northeast Ohio that empty into Lake Erie, the Ashtabula and the Grand Rivers. Earlier this year, the station produced a 5-part series called Reduce, Reuse, Refocus on the issues of recycling and how the market has vastly changed since China began refusing large quantities of waste from the U.S. Collection, processing, and marketing of recyclable materials, as well as prospective innovations, were all explored. Because the radio station serves a large market area with different types of recycling services, they also developed an online guide to recycling where residents of Northeast Ohio can find out what their local recycle service is accepting. On behalf of the Portage Park District Foundation, thank you, WKSU, for educating our residents on such important environmental issues.
Well, on behalf of WKSU, thank you so much. We're really grateful for all that you do and for you to highlight the work of WKSU with this award is so meaningful to all of us. We're deeply, deeply grateful and wish you all the best.
Well, Wendy, on behalf of the citizens of Portage County and the Portage Park District Foundation, we would like to thank you and WKSU and their news team for doing such a great job in talking about the environment and revealing truths about our environment. And I just want to say thank you and hope you continue to do such excellent work talking to us about the world we live in. Thank you.
Thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Jane Preston Rose and George Rose Lifetime Achievement. This power couple has been a steadfast supporter and volunteer rock for the Portage Park District for over a decade, providing invaluable expertise, extensive community knowledge and connections, countless volunteer hours, and unbounded positive energy and enthusiasm in their capacity as Portage Park District Foundation trustees and as general volunteers. Jane brings her exceptional organizational management skills gleaned from careers in corporate management and higher education to various committees, including the annual Portage County Environmental Conservation Awards Dinner, the Friends of Portage Park District Campaign Committee, and the Friends and Fundraising Committee, which are critical to the Park District's growth and success. She is also a longtime volunteer with the League of Women Voters in promoting citizen awareness and action for local issues, including environmental conservation. George brings decades of experience and exceptional skills as an educator at both the high school and college level, as an accountant, and as a photographer. These skills have benefited a multitude of Park District efforts. He has been the Park District's and Foundation's chief event photographer and Foundation assistant treasurer, providing essential oversight and keen insights into various Foundation activities. Jane and George have always been generous with their time and energy, ready to pitch in when needed. With their extensive network in the community and always bright and encouraging personalities, they are fantastic ambassadors at community events, helping to increase public outreach and enhance the community's confidence in the Portage Park District. Our 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award winners, my friends, Jane Preston Rose and George Rose.
Well, George, tell me about your experiences growing up and why the environment is so important to you.
We traveled 48 contiguous states and saw all kinds of nature and were areas where they were trying to preserve it. And then we went to the glaciers and saw that there were only 6 of the 9 left and how nature is actually shrinking. And so that's one of the reasons we joined, was to try to protect the environment and serve in a way that we could pass it on to future generations, period.
When George and I retired a few years ago, we wanted to get involved in something that we could do together. We both had been very active in the community in our own pursuits in different organizations, but we both have a passion for preserving the environment. I grew up on the ocean and a very different environment from Northeast Ohio, but saw the importance of preserving it for future generations. I'm not one that if I join something, I can't just join it. I have to get involved, and George is the same way. So we've met a lot of very good people and learned a lot about our county and our environment, and it's just something we've been passionate to do. And we're very blessed. We're in a position we have the time and resources to give back, and that's what it's all about for us, to give back, period.
As Jane mentioned, we both had different activities when we retired. Jane in the League of Women Voters, and I was at one time treasurer of the United Christian Ministry and also the Boys and Girls Club, and I volunteered for the United Way, and it was something that the two of us saw that we could do together. It's something we both believed in. She grew up on the edge of an ocean, and I grew up in the country. And we both, over the years when we'd return, saw things changing. And we wanted to do something that both of us could do together, and it was something we both believed in, and that's the environment and the preservation of it for others. And so we got involved, and we've enjoyed it, and we plan on doing it, and it's just satisfying to know that you're doing something that can be passed on to future generations.